this advanced concept. I will not bother you with a lot of mathematical concepts. Very few understandings you require and minimum understanding you require. So this is the minimum you need to learn to be a successful option strategy trader. So if you want less than that, it is quite impossible. But about the essential part of the option strategy trading, that you need to learn. Recording I will be taking. If the quality of recording comes good, I will share it. Told there is a two. We'll be having couple of new approach and couple of very couple of new approach and couple of very new concepts. So here the new concept in the sense when not to form option strategy, when you should book a profit in the option strategy. But the adjustment techniques, one adjustment technique only you will be learning, and because adjustment technique require that you should learn through experience process. It doesn't have any straightforward learning for adjustment technique. So these are the things we will be discussing today. And I will start my session with the intraday option trading. How you should do the intraday option trading. What are the challenges we used to face? So as an intraday option trader, your challenges are outlined like correct strike you want to decide whether to trade in call option or put option, and the entry prices and profit targets. So to understand this concept, say the very basic one small example I'll take, very basic example. Assume you have Nifty is trading at 10,585. And through some trend analysis process, you have found out that any method you follow, suppose you are finding out 10,630 is my uptrend breakout point, and if this uptrend breakout point gives me the uptrend breakout, then I can reach till 10,700. It is just a example. You must not ask me how I derived that 10,630 and how it's 10,700. And same time, if it is telling that 10,550 below, if you go, it may come to the 10,480. So if this is the process, through some trend analysis process, you got it. And currently you are at 10,585. So now the choice is which strike I should choose. Whether I should choose 10,600, 650, 700, 800, which strike I should choose. If uptrend breakout has given, if downtrend breakout is being given, whether I should choose 10,600, 550, 500, which strike I should choose. In basic course, if you have gone through, I have told you the option which has during a process which has converted to a at the money and progressed to the in the money, those options used to have higher degree of volatility decay chances. So volatility of those options or IV of those options will decay faster. This is what I have told you. So this process of choosing an option strike, if this is the case of yours and this is the trend calculation you have made, then the best choice for the call option should be 10,650 and 10,700. Why not 10,600? Why not 10,550 call options if uptrend breakout is being given? Because currently you are at 10,585. So just in the money option is 10,550 and just out of money option is 10,600. These two strike of options will be having a higher IV currently based on this last traded price, and once this strike options means 10,550 or 10,600 options will become at the money and enter to just in the money, you will have a higher chances of IV decay, means IV will fall. So in this particular situation, to choose 10,650 strike and 10,700 strike will be the most appropriate one as compared to the other strikes. So this is the identifying the correct strike for identifying the correct strike option to trade. A question is coming here whether I should trade in call option or put option. This is very quite simple. Once the uptrend breakout is being given, you have two choices. One, to buy a call option or to sell a put option also for intraday. Here we are not talking about the strategy. For intraday, if the uptrend breakout is being given, then either you should buy a call option or you should sell a put option. So in this particular case, if you are going to buy a call option, you must buy 10,650 or 10,700 strike call option. If you want to sell a put option also, same strike 10,650 or 10,700 put option, you should sell. Because that options are going to become at the money and gradually they are going to become out of money. So if you want to sell the put options having 10,650 and 10,700 strikes, and if you want to buy the call options of 10,650 or 700. Identifying the entry price and profit targets, it is whatever the price model you follow, that only will guide you. So whenever you say about the entry price, options will have two pricing models. I will not go deep into that model. Two models are known as your binomial option pricing model and second is your Black and Scholes pricing model. Black and Scholes pricing model. So this Black and Scholes pricing model, whenever you will come across, this is known as a theoretical pricing model. Why it is theoretical pricing model? If this is the theoretical pricing model, then what is the practical pricing model? If this model is a theoretical pricing model, then what will be the practical pricing model? The theoretical pricing model says that all fixed components, interest rate fixed, days till expiry fixed. Again, your price from where you have taken the underlying asset price, that is also fixed. So every fixed components is there, and using the fixed component, you are deriving one IV which is also fixed IV. This IV is based on a price which is reflecting on the screen. However, binomial follow a different approach. It is a tree approach. It may go for a back parsing activities, and it has a different mode of calculating the IV. So all of you, those who have joined this program, I have also promised that you can use our free manual intraday option calculator. We have two calculators available. One is in the Android edition. Just go to the download link. You will find out all our Android apps here. Click here. Download the intraday option buy sell signal app here. It is available in the Google Play Store. It's a free app, but it is manual. You need to feed all data into that, then only it can do the calculation. Web calculator also available, 12th one, intraday option trade software. So here you need to give specific inputs, say 10,585, 20 days left till expiry, 10,600 strike I am taking, current option price 155, call option I am calculating. So this price what I have entered here, it is the spot price, not the future price. So you have got a IV as per the binomial option pricing model. You got where to buy this option and what will be its stop loss and target. If you are going to buy it at 162.7. Currently it is at 155. Keep a stop loss 138, and these are the targets. How you know that this particular calculate is correct or not? Whether this calculator is a correct calculator or not, how you will know that? So for that, you need to see whatever the targets it has calculated on different levels of Nifty. Say at 10,619 you have 172, 10,637 you have 181. So when the spot Nifty is going to touch these levels, your option is going to touch these other levels. So this is how you can calculate the or test the success of this particular calculator. So this is how you should test the success of this particular calculator. So coming to the intraday part, besides that, it has many informations it will give you. Delta, gamma, vega, theta, omega. I have also told you the role of delta, role of vega, role of theta in your option premium calculations. So this is how, if you trade in the intraday options, it will be more accurate. And before that, you need to understand little premium and volatility behavior. Whenever the volatility increases, premium used to go high. And whenever volatility increases, prices of the underlying asset used to fall. If Nifty is falling, then volatility of Nifty will go up. Same time, the IV of options will go up. So, in a contrasting view, when the Nifty is going up, the volatility of Nifty will fall. IV also will fall. So, they have a inverse relationship. So the inverse relationship of this volatility and price of underlying asset and that's implication on IV is very important. Then how you can know whether you are in a high volatility territory or low? The options strike what you are going to trade. If it is having more than 40% as a IV, if you are not calculating, follow the NSE side. There some IV is being given based on the Black and Scholes model. So here it is a high volatility condition. If it is 30 to 40 band, it is a low, it is a moderate volatility condition. 30% below, it is a low volatility condition. So this is the IV's relationship with the premium. So here all of our traders having one single objective that we came here to make profit in the market. Can anyone trader will tell me that he has come to the market for with the ambition to lose money? Nobody will tell that I have come here to lose money. I have come here to make money in the market. But what stops us? Why we could not able to make money in the market? Even though we are doing intraday, there the depletion of money is faster. The trader loses money very quickly. Whenever the trader do a option strategic trading, there too also trader used to lose the money gradually, slowly. But the fate of the trader is same. What stops here? Why we could not able to make that? The reason is we do not understand that options internals in a proper way. We do not know whether the option is in the high, medium and low volatility condition. Whenever we initiate one strategy, we do not know whether to go for what kind of strategy we should initiate at what condition. Second approach, say once I'll also take one concept called how to make money in the straddle. Straddle also, straddle, strangle, everything we know. But when to implement that straddle, strangle in our trade, we have defeated there the purpose of those and we are thinking that this, whether I should implement straddle or implement strangle, I am answerless for that. I do not know whether straddle, long straddle I will take or short strangle. short straddle I will take. So this is the main problem of any trader. So on that we'll discuss in the next presentation. But just let me ask you certain questions. I just take a small survey. I'll just ask you an option trade. Just now 64 people of you are 65 people are online. Can just vote yourself. Tell that are you successful in the trade? How many of you are successful in option trade? Specifically intraday option or positional option. How many of you are successful in this option trade? Please vote. So nobody is seeing that who is going to vote for what. This is just we are a small group of people, but this particular sample of small group of 66 people also will tell you the average success rate of the traders. Now 86 to 87% of the people now voting for this. You vote there. Do not put the message in the chat box. So better vote there. Just one click of mouse, yes or no. 86% of people saying that I am not successful. Only 14 to 15% of people are saying that yes, I am successful. The reason behind this particular failure is implementation part. It is nothing wrong in their learning. It is nothing wrong in their understanding. Implementation is very, very vital. So due to that only this part is there. So I'll just close this survey and you have already seen this particular survey's outcome and full result how many 95% people voted, 85%, 87 percent of people are saying that no, I am not successful. So yes, I am successful, very few. So now this is the process of our. So now coming to the second option strategy, we are going to learn option strategy. How many of you are successful in option strategy? I have just shared the poll. Try to vote in that. So how many of you are successful in the option strategy? Here parameter will slightly improve. So their parameter was slightly low. Now you can say how many of you are successful in the option strategy. Means you are initiating specific combinations and as per your expectation the combination is performing. You have formed a combination and as per your expectation the combination has performed. You have an expectation if Nifty goes here I will make some profit, come down here I will be making this losses. So how many of you are successful option strategy trader? All of you should participate. Participating is not going to harm your reputation or it is not going to, someone is not going to peep up and see your trade portfolio. So 86, 87% of people or now 89% of people have voted for that. And here 80% of the people says that I am not successful in option strategy. 20% are saying that yes, I am successful in the option strategy. This is the real picture of the market, or this is the reality of the traders, whether you accept it or not. Though it is a very small pool of people we are present today. However, this is the real picture of a trader. So if this is the performance our trader community has gone through, then how we can say that we are successful? What made us so scary or what made us failure on that? The reason is quite simple here. But if I query all of you and says that have some expectation of 2 to 3% return per month, I am sure 90% of you will say that no, it is very less. If I say Form option strategy with an objective to earn 2 to 3% per month, works out to 20 to 30% per annum, much above your bank interest. 90% of you people will say that no, it is not a good idea. 90%. Only 10% people will say that okay, it sounds good or it is quite rational. So here our greed, which tell us that we want more from the market by hook or crook, is making us failure. It is not allowing us to understand the trade. Our single point devotion is to earn more, whether it is coming or not, but our single point objective is that we want more. But that more has not come. If it is coming, then it is well and good. That more you have not experienced really in your portfolio. However, our though we have not experienced that much, but we want more. That part is there. So that mindset, that attitude need to change. Now coming to our option strategy learning, which is very vital. Many of you may accept my idea as a correct. Many of you will accept that no, it is not correct. However, I follow this particular style of trading. Whatever I say here, whatever examples I show here, all are my real trades. And the records are very much visible in our website. If you go to the homepage of our website, check option strategy performance. If you see here, with a 50% accuracy in the trade, I have maintained a record from 13th March 2018 to till date. I follow the same style, same thought, same planning. Strategy is nothing but a planning. The other meaning of strategy is planning. You are planning your trade. So any planning means it is a management oriented subject. It is not a trading oriented subject. Once you implement a strategy, you are a manager of your money. You are not a trader anymore. Once you say I am an option strategy trader, you are not a trader, rather you are a manager of your money. Trader and manager will have different approach. Manager will concentrate on the stability and profitability and growth. Same time, the trader will have a intuition to take more risks to earn more profit. Intuition I use. So this is the two difference. So if you are an option strategic trader, first you classify yourself to be the manager of your own money. That is very important. Though it sounds little philosophical, but you need to be a manager. So when I said the manager, we must learn in terms of management concept. We must put the management concept in our money. So I am going to start with my option strategic management course rather, having earning goal and source of fund. How you get the money for trading? Some of you will be having a liquid cash. How you are getting that is different. Whether you have some savings or you sell some asset, you steal from someone, you take a loan, that things is yours. You have a money. So that money which is available for your option strategic trading, having two sources. Either you come with some liquid cash, 2 or 3 lakhs cash in your hand, or you have some stocks in your demat account, you place that security and make the arrangement of your margin. This is how the fund has come to the manager. To the option strategic trader, the fund has come in this way. You got the money through two sources. One, liquid cash. You have 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, you put it in your trading account. Start managing that money. Option strategy trading means option management related trading. You start managing your money. Fund managers manage your money. Same way you are managing your money. Second, you have some stocks. You are saying that, okay, I bought some ABC stocks and I have kept it in my demat account. So let me use that stocks as a margin and trade with them. These two sources, whenever you do, your objectives also will be different. When you have a liquid fund, you have money to meet M2M requirements, other cash needs. So all future related option strategies you can form. You buy a future with put option, sell a future with a call option, anything you do. But end of day you require the M2M in the future. So you have the cash, it is meeting that. So the major challenge in the first part of your fund is to protect your fund to the maximum extent. This is the major challenge. Your challenge is not the profit. Your challenge is not the profit. Your challenge is to protect your money to the maximum extent, which always we overlook. What we used to see, anybody given an advertisement, 5 rupees, I bought an option, sold it in 10 rupees, just double up my money in 5 days. We are moved by that idea. We are moved by that idea. Okay, 5 rupees become 10. But this is your own money. You never think about the protection part. So major challenge is to protect your money to the maximum extent. So when you come with a liquid fund, my advice, criticisms will be many. I can start criticizing those things in many ways. However, the most constructive way to manage your money in the option strategic trading is when you come with the money, cash in hand, to trade in the option strategy, it is a liquid fund or liquid money in your hand. You must protect the fund max by greater than 98%. Means 2 lakhs if you have the money, no point of time you should take a strategy which can give you more than 4,000 rupees loss. Gradually, when you start making profit out of the money, you just reduce your protection till the 90%, but no point of time you should reduce your protection to below 90%. I can rather say if you're staying in 98%, it is still good. What will be your minimum profit goal? You fix any percentage. Many people will say that my minimum percentage is 10% I got. And every day I encounter such kind of people. Today morning also, post your event, many people, some 2 to 3 people, weekends they used to come to our Chennai office to buy some courses and all. Today also I was fortunate enough to experience 3 people, those who have come to buy the futures and option course. They're telling, after completing your course, is it possible to earn some 10 to 15% per month, which works out to 150% per annum? So this is our goal we are setting, but my goal is very, very conservative. If I go with my liquid cash, my minimum return I should require is the risk-free interest rate. Minimum. Beyond that, whatever I am getting, it is a profit. It is a profit from my activities or my work. So minimum expectation should be the risk-free interest rate, and to conclude that 98% of protection. If annually that money gives me one return of 8 to 9% in the bank interest, so monthly how much comes? That should be the minimum I should earn in a month. So that interest cost I should not sacrifice. Beyond that, if I get anything, it is good. So what should be your plan? First to get your interest cost. Then you think about anything over and above that is a profit for you. Coming to the second approach, when your money is through placed security, you do not have money to pay M2M. You do not have liquid cash. So strategy, whatever you are initiating, should not demand any M2M support from you during the holding cycle. As long as you hold the strategy, you should not pay any M2M, mark to market margin. That means you need to initiate the strategy purely in options, so that M2M should not be a requirement. Protection should be always above 98%. You do not have cash, you have the stocks, you placed it. And here too also your minimum interest, risk-free interest rate you must earn initially. That should be your minimum goal. I am not talking about maximum goal. Maximum is unlimited, like sky is unlimited. Minimum this thing I should aim for. Once I aim for the minimum this much, then my growth definitely will be above that. So you must be at this point, you will be knowing where we are lacking and making our plans pathetic, I can say. When we do option strategy, many people used to send me the emails. I used to say that it is a pathetic option strategy. So those pathetic option strategy is our aim is very high. Minimum aim is 10%, maximum it is 50%. Let my principal capital to be exposed to 100% erosion. I don't care. I want minimum 10%, maximum 50%, 100% and all. Let my principal capital to be get wiped out with no supports from my end. But this should change your minimum expectations, only interest rate recovery and maximum also will automatically work into you. So coming to the next part of my study. So set the option strategy priority. In a month, you have 4 to 5 different weeks. Every week is having a different behavior. How we can set a priority? Which kind of strategy I should take? Here in option strategy, we have 3 goals. Goal to earn from time value decay, goal to earn from volatility decay, goal to earn from intrinsic value built up or decay. Intrinsic value built up. 3 goal posts we have. Time value decay is a definite component because as you go towards expiry, this time value is definitely going to die down. Same way as you go towards the expiry, the volatility decay will be there. Even though that volatility maintains there on the day of expiry, it has to die down. Intrinsic value built up over a process of 1 month or 1 week. If the prices are moving up or down, that also will have a different style. So 4 different weeks having 4 different objectives. Sometimes you used to get 5 different trading weeks also. So here too, the first week of the month used to have a high time value in the options. First week. So here the preceding week, suppose November first week, if October last week, preceding week of the first week of November is October last week. If there is a correction or rally, then time value of the November month contracts will be very high because of higher implied volatility. So in this situation, form the option strategy to gain from time value decay. Can anyone will tell me a strategy which can benefit me from the time value decay? Can anyone will tell me? Many of you will be knowing saddle, strangle, long strangle, short straddle, short strangle. Can anyone will tell me in one strategy which can give money in the time value decay? One good answer I got, calendar spreads. Calendar spread. This also one strategy given by Mr. Venkatesh RS. So this is one strategy. Second, short straddle, Arindam Das has given. This is also a strategy you can aim from the time value decay. Short strangle and conversion strategy, Sridharji has told this is the thing. So these are the different strategies we can take to gain from the time value decay. So many other strategies are there. So coming to the second week and third week, when we have a clear picture on the put call ratio, we have a clear picture on the volatility parameter. On those times, we must form the strategy to gain from the intrinsic value built up or volatility decay. Second and third week. Intrinsic value built up or volatility decay. Open-ended strategies also you can form. Fourth week, which is definitely going to die down. Time value is going to die down. Fourth week or the last week of the settlement or the settlement week of this, you can form any strategy to aim from the time value decay. So it is very simple. First week and the last week you aim from the time value decay related strategy. Second and third week you should aim from the intrinsic value built up strategies or volatility decay strategies. This is the things. If you follow, then your strategic trading will have a great improvement. And if you just see, I have given one article long back. It is also there in our site. All of you will be knowing a straddle option strategy. How to make profit in the straddle option strategy. One very realistic approach. Very simple approach. What is a straddle option strategy? Can anyone will tell me what is a straddle option strategy? Straddle option strategy. Buying a call option and put option of same strike of same expiry is known as a long straddle. Selling a call option and put option of the same strike and same expiry known as a short straddle. So this is the thing we know. But question comes whether I will take a long straddle or short straddle. If I tell you now, Nifty is at 10,585. Will you take a long straddle or a short straddle? Whether it is 10,600 strike, if I say, definitely it will become a big puzzle that yes, it is a question need to be thought about. Whether I have to take a long straddle or a short straddle. And once I take that, there should be a reason behind it to justify that why I am taking long straddle, why I am taking short straddle. So similar kind of many articles you will get in our website. If you go to the article section, click on this future and option trade techniques here. You will get many articles I have given here. Here is the one article, how to make profit in straddle option strategies. 2 points I have made here. Identify the trend, then decide on long or short straddle. Calculate the call and put option delta independently to make the straddle delta neutral. This is the summary I have given. The simplest approach, very simplest approach. The example which is being used here. So same example I am taking here. I made a one standard deviation trend analysis. You can do any trend analysis. So I have taken a reference from 7,453. All these calculations I have done for one standard deviation analysis. And it is a 2016 level, 2016 February expiry, and 28th January we are doing it. So from this is the first cycle. So P1 level, one standard deviation, you can do anything, just you need a cycle. So for that only we are doing. So this is the level we are starting our calculation. This is the last target we will achieve. Between that, how many points are there? 7653.4 minus 745. 171 points. This is the things I am going to achieve in this particular week. And same time, since it is the 7453, I have chosen the 7500 call option. The 7500 call option and put option having a premium of 113 and 159. If I add together, it is giving me 272 points. My depth for underlying asset is 171 points. Two premium together is giving me 272 points. So now you decide whether to take a long straddle or a short straddle. How many of you will be agreed that it is not a time to initiate long straddle? How many of you will agree that it is a time to take short straddle? I made it. I made it very simple. Whether you have understood it or not, and I am ending at 7,652. So what is the depth? Total points I can achieve 170. If all targets in that particular week I am achieving, I will be getting only 171 points. If this call option and put option together I am buying, I am paying 272 points. And once the prices will go up, IV will fall. That factor also there. So if this is the situation here, whenever you form a long straddle or a long strangle, summit of or add it of your premiums, compare how much depth you are getting in one cycle of Nifty movement or that particular stocks movement. If that depth is lower than the premium what you are paying, do not form long straddle or long strangle. Just go with the short straddle or short straddle. Long straddle is not advisable in this situation. Short straddle is advisable. Reason is the depth of the underlying asset is only 171 points. I am paying 272 points. I am paying more, but the achievement in terms of intrinsic build-up is less. So it is the time to form a short straddle instead of a long straddle. So it is saying that it is not advisable to form a long straddle, and however a short straddle may be good choice at this point of time. Try to implement this simple trick in your option strategic trade, you will see the amazing result. So coming to my next most important part, how you identify a range bound market. Many other process also there. Nearest 5 to 10 strikes call and put together if they have a similar IV. That is the first choice. And on Nifty, always I used to say, only Nifty. This second part is only Nifty. If the Nifty put call ratio, number of put divided by number of call contracts open at that point of time, if it is 0.95 to 1.05 range, then that is a range bound market. And the 5 to 10 nearest strike options call and put together of the underlying asset having the similar open interest. The open interest of those options just divide by some 10 to 15% difference. That is known as your range bound market. Furthermore, if this observation also, this third point is very rare. If this further observation is difficult, then you can follow my second or my third observation, which is known as when not to form option strategy. Range bound conditions, you can form many strategies, but when not to form option strategy is very important. This is why it is important. The market is too vast. It is just a roaring tiger. If you want to chase the market, you are going to be definitely defeated. Don't chase it. You have many other ways to take the profit from the market. When not to form option strategy, there are three simple tricks. One is you can IV percentile and IV rank and IV percentile is you can use. The most simplest technique is the triple candle gap sinking effect. You take 3 days, say it is 8th, 9th and 10th November if these are the days. Day 1 will be your 8th, day 2 9th, day 2 till 10th. Candle gap you find out. Candle gap is high minus low divided by high. This you can search this formula, you will get anywhere. So 8th candle gap, if it is lesser than 9th and 9th candle gap is lesser than 10th, This is the situation you should avoid trading forming option strategy. Second, when the trend is not clear, how you will know that trend is not clear? Simply someone is telling in the TV sets, you will not convince with that, that it is trend is not clear. When the call and put option will have a equal IV, you will be saying that whenever the result of any option, result of any company is yet to be declared, you will find out the call option and put option will have almost equal implied volatility. Trend is not clear means implied volatility of call option and put option will have equal IV. This point also do not form any option strategy. So in that case, if you are forming also, your risk will be more. You cannot hedge it till 98% of your capacity. Third, when price is in range, how you will know that price is in range? The simplest trick is the in the money, just in the money or at the money. Just in the money or at the money call and put options will have a IV difference more than 50%. If you put call option is having 5%, then the put option will be having more than 7.5% or vice versa. This is also one condition to identify the range bound market. So this is also one conditions to identify the range bound market. So these are the simple tricks. If you implement in your trade, your option strategic trade performance will definitely going to improve. This video I am recording. If the quality comes good, I will share with you. Go through this video multiple times, note down these points and start implementing those things in your trade from tomorrow onwards. You will find the amazing result within this month itself, within few days itself. So these are the things of your observations is required. Observations is very important and vital for your trade success. We have been talking about the range bound market and then I took it to the when we should not form option strategy. Now coming to the range bound market you have got, what is the best option strategy you should initiate in this scenario, range bound market? And this strategy what I am going to explain now is one of the best strategy for back nifty weekly options. What we are doing here, short strangle or straddle in current month, in at the money or just out of money options with a long strangle in the second month. So this is the in equal depth. So this is the strategies things we are taking. I have taken an example. So you would have seen that Bank Nifty is now 25,825, 25,800. That level it has closed. I am going for one weekly option and one monthly option. Repeat, it is not 1 week and next week. It is one weekly option and one monthly option. I am selling a 25,800 call option and put option of 22nd November expiry at 284 and 334. Maybe that premiums will be little bit different now. When I have prepared the strategy, it was at this level. And I am getting a combined premium of 680. So 25,800 call I have sold at 284. So 25,800 added with 284. No software is required for this also. It comes to 26,084. I am buying 26,100 call option on 29th November expiry, one lot. And same time, 25,800 I am just reducing by 334. I am buying one 25,500 put option of November expiry, 29th expiry at 268. This is what I am doing. When it is being taken, when it is being initiated, when you have one more weekly options to expire, you have an expiry of weekly options. One more expiry series is waiting for you. You have a expiry on 15th. I am taking for 22nd November. That to be initiated on the 9th of November. 1 week. There is a gap of 2 weeks. So in this week you do not just leave it off. And 1 week you have to leave. Next week you need to see. So once the nearest weekly options will start trading, the very next week options will start opening up their positions. That time itself you should sell. So that 5 to 10 days time minimum should be there. 5 to 10 days time should be there. So or 7 to 8 days time should be there for the weekly option to expire. Initiate this strategy. If the consolidation happens between 25,500 to 26,100, then you are at maximum profit. If price crosses 26,100 or falling below 25,500, you will start making losses. But whenever you start making losses, do care for this IV. If the IV of these options, when you enter this monthly options when you enter, what will be their IV? Keep a record of that. When 26,100 it has crossed and IV of call option has fallen by 20 or 30%, or once you are nearing to 25,500, if the IV of the put option has gone up, then there is you can come with a limited loss or minimal loss. If this IV is still maintaining in the same zone, did not change anything in the IV, no need to panic. You have just hedged your position in 300 points. You have still 300 point of leg room, means I can say till 26,400 and till 25,100 also you can wait for. However, keep in mind if the IV of these options is being fallen in rising market or IV is increased with the falling market, then you need to quit the trade. And this kind of trade has to be initiated in which condition? Range bound market condition. It must not be taken in the high volatility condition, medium volatility condition, only in the range bound market condition. Situation, you are a option strategic trader, means you are the manager of your money, not the trader. You are a manager. The manager's job is to protect maximum and increase the productivity. For that I said, if your source of fund is liquid cash, protect 98% and take the strategies which will have minimum MTM requirement also, because you have a cash in hand. If your source of fund is from security mortgage or pledging of your shares, you should not form any strategy which requires MTM. Protection must be 98%. Your minimum goal is the interest cost of your money. Maximum has no limits, but minimum you should earn. But protection of your money should be 98%. Second, I have told you that what are the different weeks, different kind of strategies you should take. So different strategies you should take. Third, I have told you, though many of you know what is a straddle strategy, but implementation of that strategy is difficult. You do not know when to use long straddle and when to use short straddle. I have told you, calculate the trend based on any method of your choice. See the first cycle, what is the depth of your trend. So I have taken an example with the one standard deviation. I have found out that the depth of the trend is 171 points. So if I am buying the call option and put option, the long straddle, I am paying 270 points. So it is much higher than the depth of my trend. So in this point, I should not take long straddle, rather I should take short straddle. Similar way, many articles we have given here on options. So 4 to 5 key articles, whatever is being given here, fundamental trade techniques, how to use for this option strategy, covered call, cross calendar option strategy. All these things, if you start learning one by one, you will also get a great knowledge on the option strategy. So your planning will be more different. So this is what I have to. Now coming to the next part, I told what is the range bound market, how to classify that market, and also I have told you when not to trade in the options, and based on that, if it is a range bound market, what kind of strategy you should form, specifically in the weekly options and monthly options combination of the bank nifty to get profit. So this is what so far we have discussed. Now coming to my zero loss option strategy technique. Option strategies are not for intraday. This thing, it is not for intraday trade. Patience, persistence, and perseverance. Three things we are lacking. Patience we are lacking because we do not want to take any positions, do not want to follow any strategy, do not plan our trade. We want that everything which should happen from 9:15 to 3:30. Persistence, we never follow any strategy. Consistently, never study that, never backtest that. Perseverance, we never care our money. We just look at the profit, we do not look at the preservance part of it. We never preserve our capital, we never protect our capital. So this is the main part of our failure. So this particular part of the things we need to improvise. So we have many ambitions, many philosophical ambitions. However, the hard and truth fact is, till the point you have not care your money, or till the point you have not given any value to your own money, money is not going to earn anything for you. So this is the hard fact you have to understand. So the first zero loss option strategy, this also I have taken in the past webinar in the month of October. So here, all the examples what you are seeing, it is from my own trading. And similar way, our futures and option book is having 22 option strategy. Many of you will be having that. So this 22 option strategy, all are being devised on that same essence. And we have those who are having this course also. There also, I have structured the course in such a way that it should be easy and simple for you. If you just go for this course details, you will get only the segments, 4 conservative strategies, 5 strategies in the first week, 5 strategies for midweek, bullish market high volatility, bearish market high volatility. This grouping is there. Out of this 5, if you read one from each segment, that itself is enough for you as a trader. So this course, anybody if you have, you please concentrate and just go through that. It is a 14 hours of course available in English and Hindi together. The best on your language of choice, if you possess that course, go through that. So coming to the zero loss option strategy. So what we are doing here, 2 by 1 long cross calendar ratio spread and short strangle in near month contract based on the data. So I have taken one example on 8th October and I have told there is a 200-point gap should be there. So this is the trade when it has been initiated. So this is the summary of the trade. And this trade has given near to 6,000 profit once the Nifty goes to 10,600 level, 600 and plus level. I have exited this trade and this. What we are doing here, I am taking 2 months, October and November, and October month, I am forming 2 long strangles. 2 long strangles. So here is the trade details. Here is the trade details. 10,200 call and 10,000 put of October. I am buying 2 lots each it is converting to two triangles. And same strike, one short triangle I am forming for the November and taking a gap of 500 to 700 points equal delta. Means whatever the delta I am getting here, two calls I am buying, two puts I am buying. What is the delta I am getting? So here one call I am selling one 10,800 call. So delta part, this is delta is 0. Here too also delta is 0. So couple of people, those who have joined this event, they said that we have backtested it and we have found out that in some couple of months it is giving losses. There is a small miscommunication that time. I could not able to tell you when you should initiate this strategy. So normally this strategy should be initiated after 1 week of your new settlement. So this is being set on 8th October. First week of the month, if you start from the beginning part of the month, first day of the month, it may give you losses. So 5 to 6 days or 1 week you leave, then you initiate this kind of strategy. What is the condition of this strategy? Any kind of volatility condition, trend neutral strategy. You do not know about trend, don't worry. You do not know about the volatility condition, do not worry. Here, your only one aim is to make the delta 0 or slightly negative or 0, 0 delta. This process only you are initiating this strategy. And this strategy starts yielding profit once the underlying asset move by 150 to 200 points from your base point. So what is your base point? So you have initiated 10,200 call. You have initiated 10,000. So this strategy will start yielding profit once you go above 10,350, 400, or if it is coming to 9,800 or 750, that range also it will start yielding profit. So this particular strategy, once you initiate, you need little bit of patience to wait for 5 or 10 days period. Then only it will start yielding profit. So you are looking at a very, say here, one part we have seen here, margin is required 2,21,000 and it is given near to 6,000. So you can say 3%, 2.5% or 3% it has given me over a period of 10 to 15 days period. So Excel sheet, if I just give you here, rather than profit, you see one more part in this particular strategy. As I told you, similar strategy I have formed for the September month, September and October. August 31st, I have taken reference 11,700, and with that I have taken. But if you would have started at 7th September or 10th September, it could be a good thing. But for sake of understanding, I have taken from the beginning when September contract start trading and September contract is ending. You have seen that from here till 26th September, near about 600 points fall in Nifty. Similar kind of situation also may happen in the opposite direction, and this strategy given a 28,400 profit in this 600 700 point of oscillation. But if you see first couple of days, it was moving with a 2,000 profit, 1,000 rupees loss, 3,000 rupees loss. But the loss part, you just, if I circle all loss parts, the major part you need to observe is loss part. Here is one loss, major loss. Here is one major loss. Here is one major loss. If you see that entire month of September, different pricing movement is there. If I take the same margin of 2,21,000, my capital is protected greater than 98%. No point of time my loss has gone above 4,000 rupees. It is the entire 1 month of observation. So the aim of the strategy is to protect the capital to be above 98%. If there is an exceptional move, I'll be getting an exceptional profit. If there is a range bound action and not exceptional move, still my profit will be minimal. So Every month I may not get 28,000 profit. Some months I will get 6,000, 8,000, 5,000. Some months I will get bigger profit. However, the major catch of this particular strategy is no point of time I should get a loss more than 4,000. That is the objective based on which this strategy is being formed. So what I have told in the beginning, as a money manager of yours, as a money manager of your option strategy, your goal is to protect your capital to be above 98%. That objective you have set. Your goal is to get minimum return, but it has certain 12 months period if you observe. Certain months you will be getting lesser profit, certain months you will get higher profit. However, no months you will get where your losses will be above 2%. Losses will be more than 98, or you can say your protection will be less than 98%. So this is what the theme of the strategy. Any questions? The next zero loss strategy. Before that, I have a small announcement to make. As a webinar participant, you are getting two offers from us now. I am going to extend two offers for you. This offer is only for 15 people. 15 people will get this offer. Morning we have given for 15 people. Evening session we are going to give for the 15 people. The first offer is if you are going to buy the futures and option course, which cost you 2000, you will get 1 month access to this particular option strategy software, which is having intraday positional option strategy between two option scanner. So option scanner, as I told you, it has the things what I have told you to, as an intraday trader, to choose a best strike option to trade. It simplify your job. Suppose I want to buy the call option in optrade. I will just choose the call option. I'll choose these options and strikes to buy between the buy entry and targets. So if this choice I make, and if this choice I make and go for, so all strike options are available for calculations now. I am choosing call option. I am choosing the strikes to buy between the buy entry and target. It will give you two different strikes only are eligible to buy. So these are the, you should buy the call options at 135, currently at 127. Keep a stop loss of 118, and these are the targets. It simplifies through the scanning process. It simplifies your job to choose the best strike options to best strike option to trade at a particular time. Same way, it has an intraday real-time option calculator. It has some positional tool. It has lot of scanners we have given, lot of option strategies you can able to form here. So all these tools you get in this particular platform, in one platform. Earlier it was in different platform. We have clubbed all option related things here. You get an option arbitrage tool, you get an option intraday, option positional. This tool you are going to get for a 1 month access along with the course. You will be putting into a WhatsApp group where in 1 month we will be supporting you for option strategy understanding. Second offer we have, if you go for a course and the software for 1 year access, the software costs you 8,500 plus tax. We are going to give you the both the things at 8,000, wherein you get 1 year access, you get 1 year WhatsApp group support, and 5 zero loss option strategy video course also will be given to you. You will get monthly 2 option strategy with the exit alert in WhatsApp group. You will get, as and when the live market practice session is being scheduled, you will be invited for that. These are the 3 extra benefits you get. 15 seats are there. If you want to book it, you can book it here. The offer link I am going to send it. Then I will be going for, once the 15 seats are booked for you, the link will not work. So link will not work, and it is only for the 15 people. And those who are the already buyers, no need to worry. You have all stocks in your hand. You have been given in the WhatsApp group also. So you are already eligible for that. Nothing to worry in that. So those who are the new people in this room, If you choose to get this offer, you can access this particular link, offers link, and post your order. So this is what about the offer part what we can extend. And one SMS would have triggered to your number by this time for that particular offer. That also from there also you can make. As long as the 15 seats are 15 offers coupons are available, you can get it. Once that coupon is over, so you may not be able to get that things. Fine. So I am going for my second option strategy trade. Zero loss option strategy trading. So zero loss option strategic trading. One very good question is coming here. Mr. Nandkumarji is telling I have a 8 lakhs capital. Nandkumar Adams is telling invest my investment of 8 lakhs based on these strategies. In this scenario, there will be maximum. In which scenario there will be a maximum loss? I suggest Mr. Nandkumarji first please learn it. It is a hard-earned money. Do not be hurried to earn money. First learn it and focus on these particular strategies what you are learning today. Focus on that. Backtest it for a couple of months or couple of years data. Excel sheet is there with you. Just you need to feed the data. First observe those things. Then you jump into venture into that. But your objective should be very clear here. As a money manager of yours, you will be the money manager of yours. Must protect your capital to the tune of 98%. And same time, your minimum goal is to get the interest cost. Profit will automatically walk in your way. Once you fix a minimum goal low, you will automatically get that profit in your hand. Here the reason is we used to put minimum goal is too high. So that minimum goal is too high means you will take all sort of unnecessary risks and at a time you will vanish from the market. There is a simple reason. Many of you will be in the business. How many of you are in the business? Different businesses. So here I will be attending your queries. Please wait. So whatever time purpose I will attend. Anybody who is in the business and if you have a salesperson with you, you will be telling that you bring 5 lakhs sales for me, I will give you 50,000 salary. That man will walk out from your company within few months. Let's say that it is an unrealistic goal or unrealistic achievement you are telling. And if I achieve that much, then why I should work under you with 50,000 salary? I can open up my own activity center where I can achieve that and make. So wherever you put a higher goal, this is a sales. If your son or daughter is going to a school, if you tell that this time you have to get 100 out of 100, otherwise your career is finished. This is the goal. I am spending money for your tuitions. I am spending money for your educations. I put you in a good school. You have to achieve 100 out of 100. I will sure if this pressure you give, your child will fail in the exam. Instead of scoring 100, you may fail. Reason is what? This is a real life example. When you overstretch yourself, that also happens. So here the objective is when you set a bigger objective you set. To achieve that bigger objective, you will be taking bigger risk or you will be doing some activities which is having a greater probability of getting the error. So in this case, you need to just change your attitude towards the trade. Maybe it is looking funny, you may not accept my idea, it's well and good. If you Little consider, if little consideration is there in your mind, just think that I am forming a option strategy, my minimum goal is risk free interest. You'll see that within few months you'll start enjoying the trade, and trade will give you much more return. You will experience it. So this is the just the attitude you need to change. My second zero loss strategy, here too all examples what I am doing, I am I have experienced these trades, I have initiated these trades, then only I am taking this. Second zero loss option strategy, this is also a trend neutral strategy, wherein we are forming a long straddle and two short straggles in the near one. Like you have seen here in this example, 10,400 call option and put option I am buying each one lot. I am selling 11,000 call option and 9,800 put option. Why this 9,800 and 11,000 call option? Why not other strikes? What prompted me to take this strikes? These two also with a delta neutral approach. Rather than delta neutral, if you think that if you make it the IV negative, or IV should be negative by plus or minus 100%. So if this is having a IV of 10% and this put is having a IV of 12%, so my net strategy should have minus 20% of IP, negative IP strategy, rather than delta, make it negative IP strategies. If you form these particular strategies, what happens? This is also named as Vega decay strategies, volatility decay strategies. So if you make it as a delta, delta should be near to zero or slightly negative. If you think on the IV part, the IV should be, if the net IV of these things is, or the average IV of these two is 12%, then the net IV of this particular strategy should be minus 24%. This is the criteria of choosing 9,800 put and 11,000 calls. And this strategy, once you take, this is a real trade I have taken. It is being initiated on the 1st November and it is open for now. Here too, margin 2,19,000, protection till 98%. Let us backtest. Let us backtest it and find it out. I have taken for the October, 1st October to 25th October. Same strategy 11,100 on 1st October. I am buying 11,100 call and put option. And these two also one lot. I am selling same way for 11,700 and 10,500 put option. 1st October onwards I initiated. So couple of days, if you initiate after couple of days also, it is okay. See the strategies benefit. It has initiated at a cost of 4,560. Slowly, it has gone to a profit, maintained a profit, and on the October, once there is a great movement, so you can say 8 to 900 point movement happened, you made some 12,000 rupees profit. If you forget about this 900 point movement, so whenever there was a only 100 to 200 point movement, 3 to 4,000 profit you are getting. And if this 100 to 200 point movement would have continued for another 4 to 5 days, this profit could have been increased. And keep a eye on this strategy. Do not hold this strategy beyond 10,500 or do not hold it above 11,000. This strategy also is a zero loss strategy. You can initiate and experience. If there is a exceptional move, it is okay. If there is no exceptional move, any 200 to 300 point movement and consolidation will add to your profit. If there is a move happen by 100 to 200 point, then there is a consolidation. You can start making money. So this is the process by which if you trade, your trades will be successful. Backtest it. This Excel sheet I have given for that purpose. Backtest it to experience the strategies. Coming to the adjustment. What is the adjustment? Offer links I have already sent. Those who wants to participate in that offer can book it. What is the adjustment? What is the adjustment? Can anyone will tell me what is the adjustment? Anyone will tell me what is the adjustment? Delta neutral strategy I have taken. If it moves in this range, I will be making profitable. If moves in that range, I will be profitable. So you have some objective or goal. If the strategy doesn't meet your goal, you need to do something, some new components you have to add into the strategy to make it profitable to a certain extent. But it cannot guarantee you the profit. So here adjustment means technique 2 involves to bring the strategy to be a profitable path. Once it is going out of your goal, you are again bringing it back to your goal. That is your adjustment. So adjustment is there are two types. One is the pre-adjustment, another is the post-adjustment. We have initiated a strategy with some view. If that doesn't happen, that view may go wrong also. If the view is going wrong, before that view goes wrong, we should make a adjustment. That is pre-adjustment. Post-adjustment, once something has happened, then only we can take the call. So here, just look into these two factors. Suppose in this example I have taken, put call ratio is 1.35. It is an uptrend. Uptrend. As per one standard deviation, we are finding out for 10 days, third cycle is 11,850. Downtrend is 10,247. And currently we are at 10,660. If we buy one 10,650 call and put option at this, I have same strategy, what I have taken here. The similar kind of strategy I am explaining here. So 11,100 call and 10,200 put, I am selling two lots each. So two lots each. I am thinking that okay, this I am entered correctly. Pre-adjustment, it is a uptrend scenario. So when I will make, if it is going above 11,100, I will make the losses. Current scenario says that we are in uptrend. There is a high probability that we can go above 10,000, 11,100 also. So for that, I am doing a pre-adjustment. Already I am selling one lot of 11,100 for my original strategy for two lots. 11,100 call option, each two lots. So what I am doing here, pre-adjustment process, I am just selling one more lot of 11,100 call option and buying three lots of current month. 11,000 call option at 9 rupees 80. By this process, 39 rupees I am getting, 30 rupees I am paying. So 9 rupees credit also I am getting. If it moves to 11,100 plus, I will be having 11,100 call option, 3 lots to sell in the next month. I will be having 3 lots of 11,300 call option buy in the current month. This is a pre-adjustment I take. Similarly, we can do post-adjustment. If strategy goes against me, when it will go against me, that time only I will make it. For example, if the price achieved 10,200 or 11,100, earlier than the time I have set, maybe I am expecting it, if it consolidates and move within this for 5 or 10 days, I will be making profit. If suddenly within 1 or 2 days I am getting this levels achieved, then at that particular time I should form adjustment. Buying a similar these things I will be this component if I will be adding, if I will be achieving 11,100 or 10,200 at the earliest time, earlier than the expected time. So that's why I told adjustment is a principle must be learned through practice. There is no theory for that. There is no logic for that. So when your strategy goes against you, that time you make the adjustment. Or anticipating one strategy to go against you, you do some adjustment. So pre-adjustment need to be done with the anticipation that yes, my strategy may go against me in the earlier than the time I set. Post adjustment is done once the things is changed. That time only I should make the adjustment. So here there is no specific rule, Ratan Kumarji, for adjustment. Adjustment is a process to manage further when the situation goes against you. That is what you understand. So here, Mr. Couple of questions. Strategy post adjustment is done when one strategy is already failed. You want to make that failure into a success. Pre-adjustment is done with an anticipation. If the strategy failed me, then what will be the alternative I should take? What new strikes I should add so that it will be more pragmatic? And in technical terms, you can say that if you are at delta 0 and sometimes after 1 or 2 days, if the delta changes to +1, you add some lots of options by yourself to bring it again to 0. So that is also there. Suppose we have initiated one strategy with IB as negative, IB as negative 24%. We are expecting the IB to fall. If from 24% it goes to 36%, we need to buy some options so that we should bring it down to minus 24%. So this is the objective of technically we can do that, and theoretically or practically you can say practically on the most simpler way I can say that to make the strategy adverse strategy to be a profitable venture we can do the adjustment. Ramchandranji is telling that I am effectively using the one standard deviation method for options. It is a great feedback you are giving. So it is simple and you are following that. Nothing wrong in that approach, Mr. Ramchandranji, but every trade should not be a intraday. Like some time back, one of our participants asked, I have 8 lakhs capital. Can I advise him you put entire money in the intraday and tussle it? It will be a clearly a injustice. Clearly be a injustice. So you cannot do that. Sometimes the adjustment as Natarajanji you are doing, it may increase the investment, sometimes it will reduce the investment also. There is a hedging component. So here, if I just see this particular example, you are reducing the that margin requirement because 3 lots of call option what you are buying, it will substantially reduce the margin requirement. Exchange has increased the margin. If you enter similar kind of strategy in the stock options, your margins will be very, very high, maybe double than the index options. So stick to the index options which is having still lower margin. So coming to the when to book a profit and loss in your option strategy. When to book a profit and loss, the termination points, as I told in this particular example, if the price touches 11,000 or 9,800, these are the termination point. You should book a profit. If price never move or just move by 50 or 60 point above 10,400, goes to 10,450, come back to 10,350, consolidates in this band for 5 to 7 days, you should come out of this thing. If termination point achieved, volatility condition, you have said it's a high volatility condition, I have initiated the strategy to gain from volatility. If that condition changes, your goal changes, that time also you come out of this strategy. But if it's an open-ended strategy and it is in profit, then you must hold into that strategy. It's very, very crucial. What is the open-ended strategy? As the intrinsic value will move up, your profit will go up. This is your open-ended strategy. I got 26,500 call option 2 lots, paid 250 rupees, sold at 26,000 call option at 290. If it goes to 27,000, my profit will be there. If it goes further 27,100, 200, 27,500, profit will go on increasing. Similar kind of open-ended strategies, if it is at a profit, you must not close that strategy, rather hold on to that by looking at the trend parameter so that you do not have to do a trade again. The same trade is going to give you more profit. This is what I used to convey. Sometimes open-ended strategies as very fantastic strategies and it gives excellent money, excellent profit in terms. Like if you see that option strategies what we used to give in our site, if you see this particular section, if you see the strategies given for TCS, strategies given for TCS, it was an open-ended strategy. You can say it is a so the initially on so here this was an open-ended strategy how it translated to though we have come out with a profit of only 17,000 but some traders those who are holding to that they have got a bigger profit in that similar kind of strategies if you can see that we have initiated in Reliance, this too also was an open-ended strategy given a great profit once the prices has moved up. So these open-ended strategies are need to be held if it is giving the good profit. So that you should not do the repeated trade, same time you should get the good profit. So adjustment is definitely is a higher concept, but you need to learn it practically. So proctology, adjustment is not a concept to be theoretically told to anyone. It is a concept which need to be learned practically. Or if you are not able to understand the adjustment, better to quit the trade and come out. So the two offers what I have given, couple of people which have booked it, it is 15. Only for 15 people we have given that offer. Currently, I think Rohitji, Saurabh Kohli and some more people also, Ashish Royaji and some other people like Gauri Kumarji. Mostly, many people have booked this. Those who have booked it, you'll be getting the software installation on Monday. Courses will be sent to you. I have one request. If those who have booked this offer, we'll be sending you one WhatsApp group link. Please join that link and that link is exclusively, it will be for you. In that group, do not post any unwanted messages, unwanted wishes. It will be only for option trade. So those who have participated in this and get through this offer, we will be putting you in a WhatsApp group. My aim of that particular group is to give you some valid, practical, successful oriented option strategies. The when you make an entry, the message will go to you. When you make an exit, message will go to you. When you want to do some adjustment, message will go to you. It will not be crowded. Monthly 2 or 3 strategies will be given. Stick to that. If you are taken a yearly package, just for 1 month you observe, next month you implement. If you are taken a 1 month package also, if you want to convert it to a yearly package after 1 month, pay the balance and convert it. And these two also having a EMI option. If you are going for yearly package, you can opt for EMI option also. If you are using credit card, I think the EMI options will be there, but I do not know about the banking interest part. Maybe small amount of interest will be there. So EMI option also we have enabled. You can make use of that. So this part of the things, two key things you should not skip in this session, what you learn. One is do zero loss option strategy and their back testing. Excel sheet I have already given in the hands out section. Download it, back test it for at least past 6 months. Second is when not to form option strategy. These 3 points, if you are not able to understand, at least mug it up and some way you try to understand. Some or other way you try to understand it. If you do not understand that thing, still find any difficulty, email me. I will again further explain you this particular slides concept. These things is very minimum requirement for you, and I will request you when you are option strategy trader, you change your mindset and behavior towards the trading. You are no more a trader, rather you are a money manager. You are managing your own money. So you act as a manager, not as a trader. You are not a business person. You are just a manager. You think if I am an option strategy trader, I am a manager. So whatever the behavior, attribute, thinking process of a manager, you must inherit that. What is the real meaning of a manager? You do some option, you do some websites, just inherit that characteristics. That is enough. Changing of mindset also plays a very vital role for your success. So once again, I thank you all for attending this program. Due to lack of time, I may not be in a position to take all your questions. However, you have 98% safety must be maintained. Natarajanji, I have already shown you 98%. It is not just by word of mouth I told. This is a strategy I have taken back testing. You have seen the profit and loss both. Maximum loss has given for 3,900. Your margin requirement is 2,21,000. Can any point of time your loss has gone above 4,000? So that is called your 98% of your safety. So this is what the 98% of safety. So this I am going to, so far the recording has come good, because today I will not be in a position to process the recording and send to you. Tomorrow it will be sent to you through email as well as through SMS and through the follow-up emails. So go through the recording time and again so that you can experience this strategy. If any further query is there, do not hesitate. Post me the email, I will attend it. Do not think that, okay, 199 rupees I paid, he may not attend my query. Not like that. Just send the email, I will attend your query.